welcome to the coordination in process queued meeting. Oh, there is also questions asking something. Start AI companion. What does that do? Yeah. Okay, I started something, whatever. So where do I start? Like, essentially, there was a problem in Singularity.net ambassador program, which turned into a proposal that we need a platform in order to coordinate our like continuous workshop meetings. And I've been using like when to meet, and I felt like every time I have to like find the people, send them the messages, and there was never like a memory of stuff. I always had to have like multiple Google calendars open in order to fill the time for myself because I'm part of like different networks. And it wasn't, and it's actually the calendar has all been like years of issues. Even when Catalyst started, when we started like Swarm sessions and the town halls across the network, it always like was confusion. What is the like the core calendar, and then manually somebody did it. We recognized the contribution, rewarded it, but they always kind of fall off. And as an admin, it didn't feel like always updating it myself. So it was just like an operational layer that didn't really work anywhere like properly, and it always like some manual work. But yeah, now as we have gone into this stage where like cloud came out, and I felt like I want to try to develop a tool and see how far can I get and what like blockers I have. So already this like journey has given me the understanding that I'm basically now full stack developer, which is able to like from front end to back end to everywhere between kind of figure it out and very fast. Like I haven't built so fast anything in my life. So that's interesting. Like, yeah, new paradigm we are like entering, and this is also another like even when we're showing the demos and with Ideate, we may not even want to continue with the coordination manager. But it's something for you to kind of keep in mind that I'm asset of yours, both for you, Maureen, and you, and anybody who's listening. That if there is a tool that perhaps is like should be graded. Maybe we can simply create a prototype because my previous experience was always in the Excel environment. But yeah, now I can move to like desktop applications or device embedded applications. So that's a bit of background where it's coming from. So you kind of know, okay, there were calendar issues, there were permission issues. So I created this coordination calendar. Right now I'm logged in as my own user and somebody joining. Maureen, if it's okay, I'm gonna make you co-host so that if somebody is coming in, you just can admit them in case I don't notice. And hello, Pedro. I just jumped into like giving a small like a background history of the tool, and now going to give like a quick demo and just glancing over stuff. So the first thing was about like preparing the calendar. So now, as you notice, the menu bar is a bit more stuff here, so it kind of made it smaller. Um, Here is basically where we create like the calendar where people come together. So that's like this private version. I can make like a test. Now it's like public or unlisted formats. All of these or many of the main features can be done as unlocked account or travel account, meaning that you don't give any of your private information away. Where like if you already connect to Google Calendar, I will see your email address, I will see your name you use for a Google Calendar. And if you use wallet address, I will see what wallet address signed the contract or the like signed the contract in a sense of the the access to all of these features. And it's read only, so it's I mean the signature. Um, so in here, this is you can see you can kind of fill up your name stuff. Then as soon as you start adding like more members, there you can update them. Oh, I just updated. Then this like heuristic optional meeting is coming up, which you can use to prepare like meetings so that you can meet every member. Creating meeting times, just choosing whatever added recurrence compared to the last time. And these sections on the right side, many of you maybe don't have like connected different calendars. So, but the idea was that, okay, so the busy idea was that, okay, I don't want to overlap my meetings. So now I have ability to like see them myself. Um, and another thing is you can have like multiple calendars connected here and both public and non-public. Then another thing is like, okay, inviting to this. So Maureen mentioned in like the journey of a new user coming in, there was like just they dropped into this huge page. But now this, if you copy the invite link and you share that, then it gives this like a single action, like like process. Okay, what's your name? You put your name, and then you put your time, and then you get to that like stage, or yeah, you add it to your calendar, or you see the full calendar. But this way, you're not like encompassed with all the other options that you don't get lost to do exactly that just to give your time.
Tempo,
Yes.
can I just suggest you zoom your browser a bit, like scale it up a bit? Yes, that helps a bit. Thank you.
Okay. And then let me see if somebody wants to join. Um, okay, so now we have this like general onboarding. So we are finally out of the what the when to meet calendar did for us, and that was basically the project. But I was like, okay, I might as well take a next step, and that's more like distributing the information. And this is like yeah, choosing who to want because that's like another manual process that if you have like a lot of people you want to send it to, it just takes goddamn time finding all these channels, especially if you're like in many Discord servers. I primarily use Discord, but we can always integrate more stuff and your channels, what you need here. Another fun thing is this AI context. So I played around with different models and like try to do agentic flows and all that stuff. But right now it's basic ChatGPT, I think which I think always important for these like tools to have. I mean, because there's so many things you can fill, but maybe you just want to create quick meeting to invite Maureen, uh, Daniel, and Pedro to have a quick call on next steps for governance meeting. I don't know. Let's see what it does. You can also provide, of course, context, but this is also like having like ways to copy paste existing information because oftentimes the meeting doesn't just happen from your head, but it comes from meeting suggestions or like other documentation, and you just want to copy paste stuff. But the see it something either happened or it didn't work. Let me see here. Please fill your preferred test. So I think it didn't work right now because it gave me a bit of lot of options. Uh, and I'm not sure is it because I already had some text from here because I distributed it. But essentially, yeah, that's the point of like the yeah, like this feature itself, even though it didn't look like it worked at currently. Um, then yeah, you can have the polling option. Let's see if I do this. uh, Great polling of 1 10 to 90% in 5 options. Can it at least do that? Uh, there may be some, yep. Okay, that polling it was able to do. So I'm not sure why it didn't fill other links. Uh, so yeah, if ever, and another thing is like when you start to see like these issues, okay, that didn't work, or I don't know, what I have made also is in this top corner, the feedback form, where you can say that, okay, this AI feature didn't work from when coming from distributed link and try to rewrite the body. And all of these information is going to the admin users. Right now, I'm the only one seeing it, and then I can like assign it to acknowledge, affirmed, all that stuff. There's a special case for AI feedback, but that's only currently implemented in an AI guide itself. So when you type here, um, it will give you a response or like guidance where to go. I didn't make it that some things you can just write directly in here and it will update all the other calendars, but I don't know how well that really works, but I will get into that crazy part. So going back to the distribution phase, that basically you now know you can all of these Discord channels, and they are all coming from this top corner. You will see the Discord section, um, and like the hopeful is we integrate more stuff, and you can invite the bot to any server, and then these servers will like populate in here, and then you will choose what channels you want to send an information. Like for Odin, I only choose one. And then all these channels you choose, they appear in this compose section so that you can send the message in whatever channel you want or multiple ones at once. Then the load members, this is now a huge one in a sense that it is going through all the Discord servers that you have connected, finding all the unique members, but it goes through all the servers like multiple times to capture all the different roles. Because there are several places where I needed, like especially in uh, like Singularity case, I need to find two core contributors. Like they always need some kind of private message. Then you get the list of people to send to. Um, yeah, all the basic filtering options, like stuff like that. Move the message preview in the bottom to and go in the highlight to not make mistakes of like the message you are sending, and then of course say now or schedule into the future. So and you can schedule multiple times. So this is not just a meeting, and you don't have to just create meetings here. Sometimes we have like okay. Catalyst starts, we have 5 stages. These stages happen in these places, and you can basically come here, copy paste, okay, create me in here, you would do it like one by one. So, okay, somebody wanted to join again. I'm inviting him. What I now, yeah, okay. So basically, yes, you can create template, scheduling, Discord. And that's more like you use the tool to do that. There is another thing. Once you are more like you're like a power user, then in the setting page, I created this AI section. And if you scroll down, you will get an API key. And now be careful with this is that whoever you give this access to, and there is gonna be, before I go to that, let's go to, I think, profile. No, not profile, I guess privacy then. Yeah, like when you're connecting, right now you can only connect one Google account and one wallet address. But ideally, what I want to do is you can connect multiple wallet addresses and multiple Google accounts so that you can make it like a multi-account, like an interface. Because there are many situations where, like, especially decentralized like organizations, they don't want to give you the Google account itself, but they want you to give access to maybe change calendars or something. So here the idea is that since in our case we all have Cardano wallets, you can have like multiple Cardano wallets, basically which each of them is behind a specific account. Um, but many of you may add your own like private calendars, which they get access to. So that's like we need to be very clear of how do we do the permission management here. But that is something I want to build next. And then the API will also get access to the same things. Um, and this is the API doc. So I don't know if I run it now, because I would kind of want to get some feedback from Newman, but it's already like 15 minutes, so it's too late. But yeah,
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
couple of things, but I'll write them down and then I'll look at my notes, share them, and I'll share the feedbacks when I get a chance after this meeting. Um, this is
Yeah.
wonderful. This I think really does solve a problem that I see. There's the kind of a mashup of those different tools. And it seems very powerful, especially with the AI stuff. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I definitely will we'll circle back and get and try to start using this over at the Gimbal Labs for sure.
Yeah. And the final step to kind of make it the great stuff is I like because when you take the API key and you take the Google Doc link to this document, you share it to cloud, you can tell him to do whatever this platform can do. There is few exceptions. What AI will not be allowed to do is they are not allowed to press basically the announcement, like distributing information. They can create you all the schedule, they can all create you all the templates, but you would have to execute them yourself by logging into the account. I don't know, maybe in future if that's like a bothersome still, we can like update, but yeah, that seemed like too dangerous at this like early stage to say like AI, okay, can you send a hello message to all my 5,000 members? And probably it could have, but I didn't want it to have that power. Um, so yeah, but yeah, it's so that's basically what it does. Also, what AI does, it creates you the prepared calendars, so you don't have to come to the tools to create all of these settings, and you can just yeah give them the meeting notes or something and like do it that way. So just pure like copy pasting or like connecting your own agent to use this tool. Um, so this is basically, I guess, how far I am. That is like maybe background stuff that I might have missed. Um, and from my own perspective, where I feel like there are like many directions I want to go, the next feature that is being implemented, but not right now, is this event calendar that came from Lucas, who is here to see. Like we always have this like Cardano calendars and I don't know meetups, which like manually takes time to like put stuff there. But like yeah, using basically this design we have for uh, casual calendars, like for example this one. Now instead of like this one meeting, you have the entire calendar with all the meetings from all the members who want to make any meeting from any public calendar available. Uh, yeah, so we'll see where that goes. Then after that, I feel like I want to create like a Miro connection so that I can generate like user like two things. One thing is like technical documentation in Miro and diagrams and all the architecture, and the second thing is creating from the coordination management like the I have like Miro designs where I have like this entire yearly calendars, and I wanted to generate the calendar flow in Miro because yeah, that's like another tool we often use, and it takes I don't know not much like 50 to 30 minutes to prepare, but wouldn't be awesome if I could just click a button and all the intersect events are in calendar and we can kind of move them around and have notes on that. Um, yeah. Now, yeah, there's like permission stuff I already mentioned. Cardano wallet is integrated. Uh, so I think another hard one that I think we need to figure out, or at least I need to figure out, is also the marketing. I kind of hate it the most. So and there is like two directions with that, which both of them should like go around and try a bit. One is adding animations to almost everything what this site has to give this like visual appeal and not just like out of the box like default things. And the second thing is having an agent that like browses through different Slack or not Reddit documents or YouTube video comments or like forums on different places. And whenever somebody is complaining about like coordinating, making meetings, what tools to use, this also always comes in and suggests this tool, like without us having to do anything. Of course, at the beginning, it's gonna be like finding ourselves, the tactic, how to find these people and where to find these groups. But my assumption is that very essentially there should be like an agent that like every, I don't know, 15 minutes browses entire website. Usually kind of impossible, but yeah, goes around, ideates a bit where to find the people and then sees if there is somebody who we can invite to this place. Okay, I kind of gave everything what I had to say in this 25 minutes. So, what your thoughts? And I think let's go a round table. What's your initial thoughts, and then yeah, what you feel like we you want to see next in order to use this tool? I can give you the Mara board.
Guys, just checking. You started like half hour ago or 1 hour ago?
Half hour ago.
Okay. I didn't miss much. Congratulations, it looks great, and I'm a bit confused with like the UI currently. Sometimes we have UIs that are more like user flows are but depending on use cases and things like those. Here it seems like you have this menu on top that you can explore, but could you go into one specific calendar, one of these? Yeah, it seems a bit, I don't want to say heavy or dense, but I'm not sure. It requires some getting used to, but that means that it has functionalities, right? Maybe things could be a bit more collapsed to start with and be discoverable. Let's say have a bit more of a discoverable UI rather than have everything unfolded.
Yeah, there. Yeah, okay. So I wonder, does it, because I do have a bit of like, if I sign out, then I will see like different, okay, now I need to navigate to that. Hmm, I see less information. Uh, but yeah, like even still do I need even, so how do we segment the user flows? I guess, and then that's
Mhm.
like just another big topic here. Um,
Well,
segmenting.
maybe I was just talking about some things like some texts, like I saw a button that says optimize or suggest meetings. Sometimes that tooltip that you had could be there when you put your mouse over it or something like that, instead of always being expanded. But it doesn't work so well in terms of touch, what I just said. So it's tricky.
Yeah, I could do something similar that I did for overlay. Okay, it's something I didn't show at all. So if you create like a user with account, either wallet or non-wallet, and you go to profile, there is now this oversight. So if you click that, that opens up this AI guide, and when you mention it, it creates this. Well, I don't know what this what the answer. Um, And only if you have that overlay, you have the sentiment feedback feature, and then you can like give the AI guide feedback. I wonder if the same thing should be uh, like set, like I don't know, like a new role of settings or settings master, or like something that indicates and a new like a version where if you browse around, you will have like multiple more options available, or that you can configure your own basic layout. So that's like basically one
Mhm.
option. But
One thing that I was making a note here as well is so because like I don't have this complexity of things added into the tool already. I don't have four calendars and people and team members and all that. It's going to be hard for me, even if you give me the URL, to start from a blank canvas and understand what it does. So maybe you could have like a demo account, demo view that you could share with people. It's just a thought.
mm, well, the demo user is like if you sign out and you continue as traveler, you get 64 days of like custom, like just no password, no email account.
But for example, can I explore the four calendars you have there if you've made them public, you
Okay,
know?
yeah. Then
So I wanted to
yeah.
see real examples. So, for example, Gimbal Labs, the contribution I gave you in terms of a feature request was to improve so that Newman has an alternative to render in their Gimbal Labs landing page, calendar landing page, right? So when I have that, if I go to gimbalabs dot something, I see their calendar, and then I can explore their calendar. And by doing that, I'm already navigating your tool, learning to navigate your tool as a viewer type of thing.
Okay. But you will say you want demo user account, but how would you cannot do anything, right? You just want it to make it so that it's visible to
Well, for example, imagine you have an account that I can log into to see the things that are in there and all the buttons, but it gets reset every 2 hours or something like that. So it's like a demo environment, like you have for WordPress or something like that, right?
but yeah,
It's
if you
full of
keep
dummy content
yeah, yeah, okay,
and
okay, yep.
and yeah. And the flip side of that is what I was saying, that as someone that attends Gimbal Labs or Swarm or something like that, as a user, as a participant of events, I'm already contacting with your UI and in your way of working things.
Okay. Um, so that addressed a bit of this too dense part. You know, then somebody is trying to join in. Mm, somebody, Maureen, do you want to share your initial thoughts and something that pops up, the first thing that you would like to get implemented before you can use it?
The reason I didn't say anything was because I already said something and it's still the same. And also Lucas has already said the exact same thing, which is that if I come here, so let's go to the home page a little bit. I'm not trying to repeat, but so if I go to the home page, you see where it says getting started. Yes. And then it says sign in with Google, continue as traveler, but these are not
Ah,
buttons. It's just text, right?
this,
No,
this should,
on the home page
yeah,
itself, not hold on. Let
this
me
is the
look.
homepage.
I don't know if
The,
I'm seeing you.
maybe you're in a different color. Okay, I did notice
I
something.
don't
There
see your
are,
screen.
you don't see my screen.
Oh, I see now. I see now. Yeah, here. So it scroll down.
These two are
Scroll
buttons,
down.
but these are not, if you mean these. Ah, it's getting started here.
I'm talking about like a first time user, someone coming and clicking. So when you take continue as traveler, what happens? Just take it down. Yeah, just click continue as traveler. Have you taken it or it's
Yeah,
okay? So you notice nothing happened, right?
yeah,
Nothing has changed. And but it something has changed, obviously. Your profile now says traveler because you chose continue as traveler.
yes,
But
yeah,
now what? Now what? You have create a calendar which is at the top. So the onboarding is
hmm.
yeah, it's backwards. So you have a create a calendar button at the top.
Well, technically there was both top and bottom, but yeah, like maybe this is like duplication and we don't want that either.
I
So
don't see it at the bottom. After I continue as traveler, I don't see anything else. It's literally just black on my own end. If I take continue as traveler, unless I go back and scroll up, I then see my traveler tag attached to my profile. But unless I do that, there is nothing else that happens. I think it's the onboarding could be better streamlined. So just when I come on the app, I should see one or two buttons to click, right? When I click those buttons or one button, whichever one I click, it takes me somewhere. And then from there, it takes me somewhere. I shouldn't have things that I don't have to click or things that are optional because then it confuses me on where to go. But honestly, Evo, I love everything that you're trying to do. I think it's really powerful. Can't wait to to use it.
Also, do you feel like these boxes should be buttons? Sync Google Calendar, share availability, coordinate meetings, control visibility. All of this is by the LLM created. I didn't actually think about like the homepage itself.
Yeah,
But
there
yeah,
should be CTAs. They should have CTAs that lead you to a page, right? Because if you just say, I can do this, but then you don't add a button, then it's just text. And then I will ask you, okay, but how? Now, I want to say that up here where it says create a calendar is, I don't know what I am creating a calendar for. I haven't had enough information yet. Like up there,
Mhm.
find share time, coordinate events, and stay aligned without the overhead of back and forth scheduling. Then it says create a calendar. I don't know. There's something off about that. And there's
Yeah,
yeah, I don't immediately click that button. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know why I should create a calendar. You know what I mean?
yep. And technically, it's not just a calendar. There are two types of calendars. One is coordination calendar, and one is your calendar. So we are having a distinction, and like clarification is important. On that specific thing of what can you do in section should lead to actual features. This is very similar to what Pedro mentioned, but I don't, or Lucas, how should they get to a demo instance, or should they be an actual user interface? Or how does this like onboarding to use features should look like? Should I look it like on cookies so that when the first time anything this account does something, it always like a tutorial mode where it's just bunch of like fly arrows or like I don't know something is always indicating, hey, try this or do that or they're explaining. But once they do that, how do I hide that information? Do I make it
That's what
manual
people
or
usually call like an onboarding assistant or something like that. But I don't think you necessarily need to do that. For example, I was thinking a lot in what how Luma works. I usually use Luma for my events and calendars, and it's very clear in terms of what I think you guys were talking about. When you're as a participant of an event that's being organized on Luma, it's very clear for you that you're just about to sign up to an event, subscribe to a calendar, and that's it. And then if you actually want to become an organizer of events, the front end changes drastically. I'm not saying you should copy that, but it is very, very clear when you're acting as a participant of events or browsing calendars from organizations, and when you are organizing your calendars and promoting your events to people. And then it could be interesting for you, by the way, to explore. I'm not sure if you ever used Luma, but I can share a bit if we go over those screens in another call. There's a lot of features there to send what they call blasts, which would be newsletters to some people that are like in anticipation of the event. Um, yeah, there's a number of things like the management of the guests. Uh, you can even do guest check-ins for IRL events, but I'm not sure if you're interested in that, but let me know. I'm very curious. I'm very happy to share with you. Maybe sometimes even just changing the background color of the website. You know, like participant is blue and the other one is, I don't know, grayish or whatever.
based on I don't know who said it, but somebody wanted that to have like custom made like themes.
Yes.
So
Sorry.
so yeah, like does it mean that at the like default level users have different colors, but they always can change them?
Well, for
Is
Luma, you can stylize your events page that the event participants view. You can pick a color, a style, a text. You add a thumbnail image, right?
okay, okay. You mean like
If you go if you go
the
through
event creation itself or the meeting like invite? You mean not
exactly.
the yeah.
If you go through links.45b.io, you see two calendars that we have. And in those two calendars, especially the recurring events calendar, you see the design calls are in green, the other ones are in purple, the golf calls are in blue, because we have those color coded our events, you know. And this is not when you're in the calendar page, which by the way never shows you a Google Calendar thing, it just shows you a list of events. It's more when you are in the event itself.
Hmm.
So
So you
yeah,
mean if people go to this page, this should be based on the custom colors, if at all the user
yeah,
has
this
placed,
calendar could have a color, and the events
uh,
of this calendar.
and the specific meetings, they all should have their own color.
Well, I usually keep to the same when I'm doing a recurrent event every week. It's always green for design, etc., because it's about project. It's the project color or calendar color. But
Mm.
if you want to just have a look, just open a new tab and go to links.45b. I can show it to you in a couple of clicks. You see government funding is going to show in blue. If you go down to the design center, it's going to show different color. If you go to Web3 workshops, it's going to be a different thing.
It's
So I keep
different color when I
repeating
click it, or
when you go into one event, just click the title and go into the event page.
mm.
You know, just pick a color, pick a font, and a thumbnail. I think it's the main thing. And these are all in the open hours calendar, but they're different recurrences of events.
So is this like an aesthetic thing, or is it what is it for?
It's more like for well for me it's really just for user experience of the participants know that they're in the right event or something like that. But in Gimbal Labs, for example, you can have the live coding and you can have the governance call, you can have different things. So it helps to stylize a bit the recurring call for that community.
Yeah. Well, I wrote it down. Definitely not hard to implement. I do wonder, like you mentioned, we're getting too dense. This would mean there
Yeah,
is even more buttons here to add this conf stuff. And I at the for now, I don't actually have a way to create like these meetings were not meant to be uh, they like essentially
they're
the
not a
site
page
was
of
meant for
themselves.
coordination, yeah. And you put the
Okay,
Luma link in here,
okay.
or alternatively is that in here when I create the meeting itself, or yeah,
hmm
basically in here I could add an option, create Zoom link, create Luma link, and it
Okay.
automatically takes the information to the Luma and gives you creates the
hmm
account, this page for you, and then comes back to here and basically giving you the link and exact access.
Okay, I understand. If you don't want to duplicate that functionality, I thought you wanted to make it so that I don't have to use Luma anymore and I could use your thing
Yeah,
instead of
that is an
Luma.
option. Like if this is something that is feels like it, because I did when I also created this, I was like, hell, I don't even have a registration link, but I have all the information, but I still use another application.
Yeah,
So
so you're coming more from the calendar, availability matching and all that, right?
yeah, but I could definitely add this. Like there is nothing stopping it. I have all the information already, except the meeting link. But in
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
you also don't have like Luma link, right? You also
But by the
have,
way, yes, within the event page, I also have then. So I'm not sure if you ever used Luma, but within each of these events, I actually put in a Google Meets event, sorry, a Google Meets link or an X Space link or a StreamYard link. So Luma is also not where I meet, right? We meet in Google Meets, Zoom, X, or I've experimented a lot with StreamYard as well. So it
mm,
feels like maybe it's a bit too much. Well, maybe yeah, you're on the calendar side. So choosing calendar events for for
But you still
community.
want to use Luma, right? Because you have, it has this marketing discover events, and if you don't use it, you won't be here. So I still feel like
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's hard to kind of figure out where do I
Yeah,
want to make
maybe
the
focus on
stylizing.
the calendar part. Yeah.
But it would be great to have, I guess, yeah, a link here to create Luma
So for
link,
example,
create meetup link, get all the channels where public meetings are. We might as well make a button to create that event there.
yeah. So the community of people that have been participating are Gov calls. One or two people said it could be good to push the meeting 1 hour earlier, and I wanted to check with everyone else. Your tool would be the what I would use to do that surveying of availabilities to my participants, right?
Yep.
So that's one use case that I would be curious to see how, like, I need to maintain a list of people in your tool that have been participating in my golf calls, and then I need to be able to send them a question. Are you okay with having the meeting 1 hour earlier every week? Right? That's
Mhm.
what you can help me with, right? DMing all of them or something like that.
Yep. Right now it doesn't, I don't create like name registries, but I could, if you are, the AI is able to suss out based on the names that are added there in the participation list. And you can also save a template with all the names, and then you will have the, if it's recurring. But yeah, I don't also use emails right now, but I
Okay.
wonder if that's a needed thing because maybe still a lot
Well,
of people.
eventually more than Discord, I would say. But Maureen has her hand up. I'm sorry.
So when I am on the very first page before the sign in, it has like the coordination manager, sign in with Google, blah blah blah. What can you do? All of this, right? And then I think that is good. But when I sign in, continue as traveler, I go back to home again. It's this same home. I
Yeah,
don't
there
know
is
if
nothing.
that's on purpose, but
Uh,
it's I don't know.
I'll be
It's
honest, I haven't done anything with homepage. And whatever the cloud create, I didn't even create the homepage. The cloud itself thought I should have a homepage.
okay. Yeah. Of course, when I'm signing, my homepage should completely change and have my priority things, right? Like
Yeah.
when I'm in my homepage as a sign-in user, what do I want to do? That's what has to be on the homepage. Those buttons and not the onboarding homepage again. So I think that's a very important thing on the how do you say the onboarding thing. Yeah. So on the home, yeah, create a calendar that works. And then you see calendars or something. And then you see the tools. Under this tool, prepare calendar. Okay, that's good. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add.
Mhm. Coming back to this Luma part, should we integrate Luma? Is that a value like proposition that when you create a meeting in here, you can press a button and it also appears in Luma?
Mm, I don't
That,
know. What are you trying to get with it? I guess.
uh, right now, I kind of finished in a sense of what I wanted to do it with it, but I'm now trying to make it useful for any of you who had interest on trying to use the coordination manager and adding as many features that kind of eliminate the use of other tools that what you used in order to coordinate.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess maybe after, if you're creating a public event, after creating it, it could get published on Luma, but I don't see maybe I'm missing something, guys. I don't see how you trigger Luma on this. I don't understand it.
What I meant is like when you are in the coordination calendar, you already know when to have like a meeting, and then you
Mm-hmm.
create. This is the meeting we created, and this is my edit page. So right now my meeting link is this Zoom link, but somewhere here, I don't know if the same edit meeting, this window is getting again bigger, another button here with an option to create Luma link. And if you click that link, then in your Luma account, this event appears with all of this information.
Oh, that will be useful for sure. Yeah, I think it would be useful. But automatically or no? It shouldn't be automatic.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, yeah, pressing a button is the what triggers all the automation.
automatically it creates an event in your Luma account.
Yeah,
Do you
after
know
you
if
click,
Luma has APIs or something for that?
I will assume so. Like that would be very stupid if they don't have. I mean,
Hmm.
they are very like,
Luma MVC.
yeah, I don't know how to. I myself doesn't use it, so I don't know where will I find it. But I assume they are like established team, right? Like they're now they've been around years, and I assume this is something basic.
Uh,
Well,
okay,
if
let me
not, I
see.
will let you know. So that's so
Zapier
far.
seems to have a Luma MPC server.
Well, there is a bunch of information here already. And yeah, in 5 minutes, me and Maureen had to jump to the next call. But yeah, how do we continue? Like, my assumption is that okay,
Um,
yeah, that is a
your Zoom call is also going to drop in 4 minutes. Zoom's going to close your call.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stop
So
share.
from my side, just keep DMing me, and I'll come by whenever I can join. I have a Calendly, by the way, that you can have a look to see anytime I'm available. So I'm going to drop it in the chat.
Okay. So do we want to like meet in 2 weeks again? Also, does anybody? Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. Something I didn't mention is, of course, all of that I want to make open source, but that I'm in like a weird situation right now because I'm making so many edits at the same time. I somehow kind of bypass the security and I have to do rehardening again. So it's yeah, there is like I need to set up a three-stage moment. Right now it's like from localhost, I go directly to public version, but I need like localhost, pre-release, and public version within my deployment. So yeah, that deployment circle is what kind of holding me back to making it all open source. But essentially, the idea is that right now, of course, you can get the API key and kind of use the AI to use the platform. But I also want to make it so that tools who kind of don't trust me or the way this is getting integrated, they can just copy the repo and put the cloud to do whatever they want with the coordination manager. Yeah.
Sorry. One thing that I'm not sure that the landing page is obvious is like the core features. For example, I started talking to you about replicating Luma, and it turns out that's not what you want to do. The core is something else. But if you share the landing page link with me, I'll explore it a bit and give you more feedback. It's up to you.
I guess
I'll
I
try
will
to use it
take this
as I
all this
can.
information in. My assumption is, if I don't have anything to do, is we can. Uh, the only thing that maybe takes more time is this Luma. It sounds like a
Maybe
3 or 4
define
hour.
better your pilot users before trying to deliver everything that anyone comes up with in a call, including especially what I'm saying. Speaking for myself, I need to explore it a bit better to you know reinforce the requests, the feature requests. So yeah,
Right now, I feel like the Buckshot version is great to go with. Um, like in a sense, like implementing all. But yeah, because what I want to also end up is it is already turning into like a SaaS product. But
yeah.
they're having understanding how, because all the tools that probably from now to whatever in year, I need to figure out how can we make user flows so that they are like building blocks so you can configure your own interface. But I don't even know what I should be thinking about. So
Yeah,
having all of
figuring
these,
the interface is maybe a bit like when you're selling to enterprise. Maybe for now you just need to focus on pilot users, right? Having a nice fat batch of 10 pilot users or something. We're gonna have to drop in a minute. Sometimes it gets off before.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it will cut off. I think it just
I
means that
see a
meeting
timer
ends.
counting down, Tevo. It's typical Zoom.
Well, there should. I'm now interested to see what happens if the timer counts down.
Go down with the ship.
But yeah,
Okay,
well,
but keep
thanks.
me in the loop.
Yeah.
I'll come by and I'll try it asynchronously.
Um,
And
yeah, well,
congratulations. By the way, something about AI is like when every feature is developable easily, everything gets developed, and then you get this put in a lot of features. I shared a video, I'm going to send it to you about that phenomenon now. Everyone's starting to okay every feature just because they can vibe code it. Gets tricky.
I kind of want to get to that stage too, so that I get to experience that overflow, but also the organizational part, like how do I compartmentalize it? You see some timer. Maybe it just closes for you.
It does. It usually did for me back a few years ago when I was hosting calls.
But
Nowadays,
I
I don't use
wonder,
so
like it
much.
didn't really create like a
There's
timer
a
calls.
collapsible. It says time remaining. It went to 0 a while ago. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, maybe it's just trying to show you that, okay, this is the meeting time duration.
Do you have a professional account
Yes.
or something?
Yeah, I
Oh,
noticed that when the AI was working. So if you're not on a paid account, there's no way you have the AI there. And you're recording, right?
Yeah.
okay. So maybe it was just like a weird feature that showed me that maybe it's the time remaining for the scheduled call
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
something
Probably
like
that
that.
then. Okay.
Okay.
I have to run, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Devo. This is amazing.
Alrighty. I think I'm gonna developing it more. We'll see you again. There are actually two new directions I want to go with totally different applications. But before I go crazy, let's just improve this one because it's easy for now for me. But
Yeah.
Honestly,
you
there's
can
another
expect.
thing.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to say this. It's really important. So the way this is set up, it doesn't send the meeting to my calendar, and I don't like that. I get like a, so is it possible to do that when you said add your calendar? If I added my calendar, would that mean that the event immediately it gets set, it automatically goes to my calendar and I can see it on my phone? Because I don't check
Yes.
Discord like, oh, okay.
Okay, but okay, where do you want to see it? Because right now you can do it only if you have logged in your account and you have integrated your Google Calendar with the platform,
Mm-hmm.
um, or you want to just like there are like this IC format where you, for example, in Discord you get the message and you instead of clicking the link, you click some kind of button that just invites that specific meeting to your calendar
You
without
know
having.
how when you click on someone's Calendly, it you put your email, it just sends you an email, and then if you click accept on that email, the event gets added to your calendar, and then on your I say this because I actually almost if I didn't manually add the event details to my calendar and then like put the time and the description for and make sure that it alerts me, I would probably not have made it. That I'm just saying. So if I have the Google Calendar integrated on the app, I'll try to do that, by the way. If I do that, do I get an automatic, I mean, I don't mean like an email, but like it sends the event to your calendar.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I get
exactly.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
right now the only option is if you integrate your entire Google Calendar permissions, because the idea is that I'm using multiple Google Calendars and I want to sometimes apply 6 meetings to 6 different calendars at the same time. And this is what this tool is used for. However, in your case, you're actually talking about as a participant, you don't want to really give you access to your Google Calendar. You just want to invite that specific event or that meeting to your calendar. So I will look into that and add that also into it. I will make it to this
exactly. Yeah.
Discord bot and I will make it to the dashboard. And I will also try to set it to the AI so you can say to your own agent, add me to that event or add this event to my calendar. Yeah, like that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's
Can be more
switch
than
calls.
5 minutes late.
It's fine. Nobody has told me anything yet.
Time to go to Garden over coffee.
So yeah, we
See you
have
guys.
beyond
Bye,
MVG.
Lucas.
Bye.